Go Pizza presents STP. The Steve Dangle Podcast with your hosts, Steve Dangle and Adam Wilde.
MyNHLTradeRumors.com.
Oh, I want to know.
MyNHLTradeRumors.com.
I want to know. I'm very rumorless.
I listened to the radio in the States when I was there. .com. In the West.
I'll bet you $1. You'll go to our .cam.
.com.
Is there a Lacasse in this mouth?
It's so true, man. There is. It's like, you know, my agent swears.
So rude.
From Seattle, swears that I say about. And I don't think I do. I think I say about. But it's because they say about.
About is it's 2 syllables in Canada. You just need to listen really close.
Exactly. But this is actually something that was tweeted at us by Sarah Hall of Five for Howling, the blog. And it's from Dan Rosen of NHL.com, so it's a legitimate guy. .cam.
Sorry, I need to bring up her Twitter because she had some crazy stats.
Yes, I don't worry, I have them.
Oh,
the Arizona Coyotes aren't looking to trade Oliver Ekman-Larsson. But if someone was willing to offer a ton for him, the Coyotes would at least have to listen. The Toronto Maple Leafs would be a terrific fit, but at what cost?
You bet.
That would basically cost us everybody.
You know, if someone came to the Toronto Maple Leafs and offered a ton for Austin Matthews,
they'd probably have to listen.
I bet they'd listen.
He'd be a perfect fit on a few teams, you would think.
We want Austin Matthews.
That don't have a 40 goal scoring top line center.
We want Austin Matthews. We're going to hang up the phone and we'll offer you Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Can you throw in Cam Talbot?
Yeah. We should come up with more trade rumors.
We should.
Do you think if somebody offered the Canadians a lot for Carey Price that they would trade him?
I don't even know if it would be
I don't have to be a lot.
What if somebody offered them something?
If his name was Carey Subban. If he was Carey Subban, he'd be traded already.
What if, because Leon Draisaitl is a restricted free agent, what if those talks go south?
Oh. That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
What if talks go south? The Canadians need a center. They could use a goalie who may or may not be French-Canadian, but has a name that could pass for one. I say Carey Price for Draisaitl and Cam Talbot. There it is.
Wow. All right, everybody try it on NHL 17, see if that works.
I think a couple free agents are going to receive long-term contracts this summer.
That's a bold prediction, friend.
I think in June, there's going to be some active phones.
Oh.
Actually, we should start a website. ActivePhones.com.
Whose phone is currently active?
I remember in NHL 2 you could order you could win second Blackberries.
You had to unlock your Blackberries.
Yeah. You could make several.
I'm so stoked that I have 6 Blackberries and get an offer for a 6th-round pick on 5 of them. Bullshit.
That was crap. You're like, look at all these offers I'm getting. Oh, they all suck.
And it was funny because the second year they lost the Blackberry sponsorship, so it was just generic phones, but it was the exact same phone. They just took off the little Blackberry label.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
So dumb.
Wow.
Yeah.
They should have made it like a flip phone. A rotary phone.
Just go back.
Yeah. NHL GM.
Would you ever in your life have thought a 5-1 game in a Pens-Sens series would be 5-1 for the Sens?
What is it about the Ottawa Senators that every game... I've watched lots of Senators games this year, and they've won well over half of them. And I'm looking at them, and I'm going, I still don't believe it. They beat the Bruins, and I'm like, well, the Rangers will beat them. And then they beat them, and now they're taking on the Penguins, and I'm like, well, the Penguins will beat them, and now they're beating the Penguins. What if they end up beating the Penguins? And everyone's going, well, Nashville will beat them. Well, first of all, Nashville has to get there. Second of all, you don't know that.
Nope.
What if the Ottawa Senators win the Stanley Cup, man?
Oh, my God. The smugness. The smugness. Although, I mean, let's not pretend that it wouldn't be the same here.
Oh, I know.
The smuggery would be brutal.
This is the
warning.
I had to have that conversation with myself yesterday. Like, Sens fans are going to be brutal. And I'm like, no. You just want to beat them to it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I want first dibs on being awful.
By the way, smug warning is going to be one of those tweets afterwards, and someone's going to be like, how'd you just glance over smug warning? And Adam's going to be like, look, it was funny.
Yeah.
We didn't acknowledge it at all.
Well,
we just went
because
over
it was good, because it fit, and we moved on. We don't have to acknowledge every joke, but sometimes it's nice if we point it out. I think instead of a smog warning, a smug warning. Come on,
go ahead and sip my coffee.
Wow. I hope you choke on that coffee, sir.
Wow.
Choke on that coffee.
Wow.
.com.
Like the Penguins choked on Game 3.
All of these websites are going to be registered by the time this shows up, by the way.
I would visit chokeonthatcoffee.com.
You're just people choking on coffee?
Yeah.
I think that would be fun. There was a really funny website called awkwardboners.com that was hilarious. It was like...
But that's borderline.
No.
It was weird,
Yeah.
but I don't know how they populated it, but they managed it. It was funny.
Well, they found awkward
or like
boners
Kanye doing stuff.
See, that's a good Tumblr page.
Good Tumblr page, good
Yeah.
Instagram.
Oh, what's the Tumblr? It's like Kim Jong-un looking at things. Tumblr.com. And he looks at everything so inquisitively. It's like there's a coffee on a table. He's like,
Yes.
your wallet? Very good.
Very good.
And who are these people who are like, these are our wallets? And he's like, that is very fine. These will be North Korea's wallets.
It's weird.
Well done.
It's very... yeah, and it's almost like there's always like a guy with a notepad behind him, like taking notes on what.
Seem very pleased with that wallet.
Yeah, good. Dear leader likes the wallet. But the Sens are impossible to pin down, because last episode it was like, did they over defend? And then now
they thoroughly rubbed everyone's nose in it last night, so they get a super lucky bounce to make it 1-0. And I mean, you're gonna get bounces, whatever. So now Pittsburgh, who kicked Ottawa up and down the ice last game, and somehow only got, I think it was a 2-1 victory.
1-0.
Oh, Jesus, it was 1-0, so even worse. So they kicked Ottawa up and down the ice, I thought, and still only managed to pull off a 1-0 victory. Ottawa's up 1-0 less than a minute into the game. I'm like, this is going to be the most boring 1-3-1 trap garbage.
In fact, you tweeted it.
I did. I hope you're excited for the best hockey that 2001 has to offer. And you know what? For a couple minutes, I was right. They were doing it. And then they scored again. 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 What? And then Sens fans weren't letting anyone who tweeted something along those lines forget about it. Sens Twitter said, oh, it's such a boring game. We're up 4-0 after 1. I'm struggling to find things to hate about this team. They're doing it. They have some great stories, and they're being funny about it.
And let Sens Twitter have that, I think.
Let them have it.
Let them have it.
They're the underdogs. Like, this is the thing. I'm supposed to hate them because they're my rival. But if it were any other team with the exact same circumstances, they would be the team I'd be cheering for. Like, maybe even ahead of PK and the Preds. They have all the makings of a bandwagon team you should jump on with.
Dion and Phil punching at each other was kind of fun. Mm-hmm. That was I like that. As though something was going to happen there. Right.
You know what I thought was funny was when they were showing Kessel yelling at Malkin, they didn't bring up like the most notorious clip of Kessel yelling at someone, which was Phaneuf was shouting something at him, like they were about to take a face-off. Phaneuf shouting something at him when they were on the Leafs, and Kessel just goes clear as day in the clip, "Shut your fucking mouth." Look it up.
Wow.
Just shut your fucking mouth.
I sort of remember that.
Yeah.
I do.
Well, Phaneuf was captain of the team. Guess what?
Guess what?
Phil don't care. Phaneuf, Malkin, shut your fucking mouth. Give me the puck, stupid. There, see, I scored. We won. Shut up, Phil. Hot dogs. Stanley Cup champion. Can't tell me shit.
Inevitably, everybody's asking, is it time for Marc-Andre Fleury to get out of the net and make way for Matthew Murray?
I say so. Oh, God.
Who hasn't played in a month.
He looked good in half of a thrown-away game yesterday. That's one of those situations where I don't envy Mike Sullivan. And yet I do, because he's got two good goalies. I say go with Matt Murray. Go with Matt Murray. He was your guy last year. He was your guy throughout the year. You got a little bit of a moratorium. Like, you got a little bit of a sample size of does he have rust? Doesn't look like it. Go ahead, throw him in.
At this point, is it just a coin flip?
The series?
No, the
those
goalie
two.
situation.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what you know about Matt Murray's health too, right? Because it's like, is it 80% of Matt Murray? Or is it 90% of Matt Murray? Is it Matt Murray
It's the whole
fully
team.
healed, right?
It's the whole team.
But if Fleury's not injured and Matt Murray is 80% of Matt Murray better than Marc-Andre Fleury?
Right.
That's the question.
I would imagine it's more than 80% of Matt Murray. Otherwise, they wouldn't have put him in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what better time to test out that theory than in Game 4?
Man, yeah, because at least you still have some breathing room, right?
Yeah, and I feel bad for Fleury too because like the defense hasn't been very good. I want to know I want Penguins fans to message me back like, who's your defender who drives you nuts? Like for us, for a while, it was Matt Hunwick a little bit,
Roman
Polak a little bit, Jake Gardiner at times, even though he's clearly the best one. You know who's been super unimpressive with my very small sample size, uneducated eye? Olli Maatta.
Wow.
Ugh.
But he's like their up-and-coming guy.
Stinks. Well, in what I've seen.
Steve just went to the buffet of takes and pulled out a fresh one.
Oh, I scalded my fingers.
Wow.
I was like, ooh,
wow.
That's I should wait for that one to cool down. No, I'm sure.
Have you had a bad playoffs?
I don't know. All I know is I've only seen a little bit of Olli Maatta, and it's been bad.
Okay.
I thought he had a really good setup. Was it in Game 1? Game 1, he had like an amazing setup.
I don't remember.
And then no one had a good game last game.
No, it was
That's fair
like,
too.
Yeah.
That's fair too. It's just there were a couple mistakes early, plus like the bounce to start. Like that's no one's fault. Yeah. Maybe Fleury's for not being aware enough, but oh god, it was just such a perfect shot.
Would you say to Ollie, "What's the matter with you"?
Oh,
come on.
Only once. I tell you this once and only once.
Thank you
Show
for
up
coming
when
back.
it matters.
Thank you. Thank you for coming back on that. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I try. I should have just let that
honestly,
one,
though, like,
that one go too.
This series really, and
I've not drank enough of this yet.
You mentioned it, or I think you sort of mentioned it, Jesse, earlier. The series is sort of a toss-up. Like, I mean, this. Okay, Ottawa won 5-1, but even Craig Anderson said after the game, "Okay, it's nice for this game, but we realize that this is a series, right?" And I think Pittsburgh probably, everybody was talking about the momentum swing, and I thought, yeah, Pittsburgh's been here before. I don't think they're going to be too down about this. Ottawa might feel good, but I don't think Pittsburgh's like, oh no, we're defeated.
What have the biggest ass kickings in these playoffs been so far? Well, there was 5-0. Nashville beat Chicago.
And there was Edmonton 7-something.
Edmonton lost 7-1 to the Sharks.
Yeah,
they came back and won that series. Edmonton won 7-1 against the Ducks. Then the Ducks came back and won that series. Yeah, and Oilers lost that series. Penguins beat the Caps 6-2. They almost coughed that series up, but they came through. So, I mean, I don't know. Just because you lose one game very badly doesn't mean the series is going one direction or the other. If you had only watched Game 6, you wouldn't believe me that the Ducks won a single game in that series.
Not to relate everything to the Leafs.
Let's do it!
But I don't know. I don't remember in my playoff watching years one time where the Leafs blew out anyone in any single game.
I remember them getting killed by Philly once.
Being blown out, yes.
Yeah.
But it's always like a goal or two. Like,
it's the playoffs. That's how it should be.
When was the last time the Leafs blew someone out in one game in the playoffs? It had to be, I would think, Ottawa. But I don't know.
Even then, no, because no one scored back then. Like they had a game go to overtime that ended 1-0. Man, ended 1-0. Wasn't couldn't be 1-0 going into overtime, Steve. Silly goose. But
Pittsburgh's also had 3 guys sit out last game. They had Rust out.
Oh,
they
more
had
than that.
Schultz out. At Hornquist.
Yeah.
And the Letang already out.
You know what? Losing Schultz really sucks, but is Pittsburgh not an entirely different team with Patrick Hornquist? Like, that guy's such a rat bastard, especially in the playoffs. God, like, it's so bad. The Capitals should have beat the Penguins with those guys in the lineup. Like, Pittsburgh had no business winning that series, but they did. Now they don't even have them. Like, it's Ottawa versus Wilkes-Barre. It is. And Crosby and Malkin and Kessel. Like, I mean, Jesus, they have
there
some
might be
guys.
some firepower.
Yeah.
One of those guys on any other team, people
The
be
Penguins
jacked.
on their worst day are hard to feel bad for, but I just look at that roster and I'm like, man, I'm getting to know a bunch of you.
Yeah. You're getting a lot more ice time than is customary.
Well, and okay, so on this podcast, I once called Chad Ruhwedel Chad Roadwall. Don't you also have a guy who's like named Roadwall or something along those lines? I could have swore the Penguins did. Maybe that's just how I always thought.
The answer to their prayers is Tom Sestito. That's who needs to be playing.
How isn't he playing? Like with all the injuries.
How isn't he playing?
I don't know.
Even when he's playing, he's not playing.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying.
So I've gone back quickly just to rehash that conversation, and the Leafs haven't had more than a 2-goal victory in any of the last 3 playoffs.
Which
spans
by the way,
15 years.
Yeah.
The biggest victory they've had is a 4-1 victory in 2004 over the Flyers,
Which they eventually lost.
And they did lose that series.
So 4-1.
Thanks,
and
Jeremy Roenick.
Did they have a 3-goal win versus the Capitals this year?
No, they were all 1-goal games.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So 2004.
Every single game of that series was 1 goal, wasn't it?
I'm pretty sure.
Unbelievable.
Might have been a 2-goal loss.
I think it was all 1-goal games, 5 overtimes.
Oh, crazy.
Oh, damn it.
Preds win on a Roman Josi power play goal. Now that...
Again, after kicking the Ducks up and down the ice.
Again, yeah. So I want to talk about that, but I first want to talk about the penalty that led to that.
Okay.
And I have to... It was a stick off the net into the face sort of thing, right? Yeah. And you have got to be, at that point, like, what's the ref supposed to do? I know people were mad about the ref calling that. What's he supposed to do in that situation when it's that blatant? You gotta call that.
Like, is there some kind of rule that if it bounces off of something, it's not a call? It's kind of like how when Ovechkin had the famous Crosby-Niskanen incident, the Ovechkin went for a slash that is a generally accepted slash, but the bounce and recoil caused it to hit Crosby in the head as well. That probably should have been a high sticking call because it's...
What's your stick doing up that high?
It's negligence with the stick.
That's part of the high sticking thing.
Yeah, if your stick bounces off of something and it hits a guy in the face, you were negligent with your stick. It was right in front of the ref. Sorry, bud. Have a seat. Sorry. And what are you mad about? You lost the game you should have lost. What, was John Gibson going to jump up in the rush?
What do you got there, Jesse? I'm going to throw this in.
Yeah, I need to see this again. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Are these the headlight or highlights?
No, that's the hit there.
Okay.
I'm looking for it.
Okay, well, we're not there yet.
No,
Hang
we're
on.
not there yet.
This is great radio, by the way.
Yeah, sorry. Here it comes.
Oh, there it is. All right. So
okay, so I saw him. He goes down like a sack of potatoes. Makes sense.
There's a replay.
As you should.
Who was that got hit? Ellis? One of the Preds with a giant beard. There's a few of them. I think it was Ryan Ellis. You know what? The stick came high and did hit him in the face, but boy, oh boy, did he just drop.
I would drop 2.
Oh!
I mean, come on.
Absolutely.
Come on. I guess so. Like in that particular situation, though, it's like we were saying this in the last show. At a certain point, the refs still have to ref.
I guess. I think my biggest thing in these playoffs has just been like the officiating all season long has been terrible, but like in these playoffs, it's been more apparent than in recent years, or maybe I'm just paying more attention. The rules just change. They change. And there's 2 types of playoff performers. I tweeted this. There's players who genuinely get better when playoff time rolls around, and there's players who excel because they understand that the rules change and they know how to play within those rules.
Right.
Ryan Getzlaf is both. Corey Perry's probably both. Mm-hmm. Maybe not this year. He's definitely the second one, though. Ryan Kessler has the second one down to a T. He just knows what he can get away with. I mean, he's getting his teeth kicked in by Ryan Johansson, but he's getting away with all kinds of little hooks, and slashes, cross checks, and everything. Everything. And I guess the Ducks' frustration. Here, are we going to watch it in slow-mo?
One more time.
Let's see it. Let's see it. Poor guy. And there it is. Boom.
Oh.
I don't know,
that
man.
was a good sell, Joe.
That's an amazing sell. That's an amazing sell. Like, if you're the Ducks, Your beef with that is, look at all the crap that we did all game long, and you called that.
Right.
I see their point.
I see it too, but I think it's like, okay, well, you pulled all this crap all game long. What do you think was going to happen? It's the last 5 minutes of the game. Stop pulling crap. Stop doing it.
Hockey's so weird philosophically. I feel like we are always going back and forth. Like, I'm always saying, what are the rules? Simply call it by the rules. Now I'm looking at this play, and there's very good arguments for why that is and isn't a penalty.
And when it happens,
how do you call the sport?
We just watched it in slow mo. You watch it, like you see it unfold on the ice, and
yeah, all you see is a stick high. You might even see it make contact, and you see the guy drop. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Absolutely.
Also, Anaheim, just don't let them score on the power play.
That's also true. Kill your penalty.
It's just Roman Josi.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing?
It's just the guy they should have got for PK.
Yeah, he's arguably their third best defender.
Yeah,
the Predators are so unfair.
Like they're so stacked. That sucks.
They're so.
And
unfair.
you already had Suter and Weber, and now you don't have either, and you're better.
I love that.
Like what is that?
I love that Babcock was at. Was it that game? I think it was that game.
Yeah, it was that game.
He was in Nashville watching the Preds and Ducks, two teams who are going to want to protect at least 4 defenders, I would think. It's very interesting.
It's very interesting.
It is very.
The tea is delicious today. Let's talk about after the game. I have a quote I'd like to read to you because here's the deal.
Oh dear.
The Ducks were outshot, Jesse, because I think Steve knows where I'm going. So I'm going to address you.
Yep.
Ducks were outshot 40-20. Ducks were outshot 40-20. Now
that doesn't matter.
Now, Randy Carlyle's system, I believe this our time on this podcast makes us experts at the Randy Carlyle, not only the system, but the press conference as well.
He's been go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
Because this is the most Randy Carlyle you can get. This is the most Randy Carlyle answer you can
Vintage.
get. We got this.
Was there a toaster in the room?
Oh my goodness, there must have been. Good one, Randy.
Good one, Jesse.
Randy Carlyle's response to the shots being 40-20 was not to say, we played a flawed system. No.
We got our teeth kicked in.
He blamed the measurement. He blamed the people who count shots game in and game out every single game all year long in the third round.
Randy Carlyle has a theory about the shot clock in Nashville.
Here's what he said. Well, I think the shots against tonight, I just have one tidbit. At one point, it was 9-8 for us. And on one flurry, it went to 14. Yeah. So I don't know who's counting the shots. But they dominated the shot clock tonight. I'm not going to say they didn't. But in reference, I didn't think they had 5 shots in net. And then the next thing you know, they've got 14. It was out of sequence. There was one sequence, I think. They got 1 shot and a little bit of a scramble. And all of a sudden, they have 4 more shots. 4 more shots added. I don't know who was keeping it, but he better get a pair of glasses.
I think I mean, there were probably examples of this in the past when he was with the Leafs. In fact, I think I specifically remember him doing this when he was with the Leafs. You think this is why they went into the summer of 2013 and they were like, you know what we need? A goalie. Because they saw all of James Reimer's performances and they were like, yeah, you know what? That time in Edmonton, he had like a 40-save shutout. Yeah, I don't know about those shenanigans. I think it was more like a 28-save shutout. One of those old regular shutouts there, James. Let's not get a big head about this, James. Oh, Jesus. Poor John Gibson.
He kept them in that game. I think it's hilarious and so very Randy to blame the measurement rather than the outcome. Like that's like saying it's 25 degrees, it's really hot. Well, that I'm not warm, so it must not be 25 degrees. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, clearly there's something wrong with your thermometer because I am certainly not. And by the way, we're talking Celsius to all of our American listeners.
I know. It's topical because we're getting into the warm weather now. But for the winter, there's always the tough guy who's like, I'm not breaking out the jacket yet. Oh, you what are you wearing your jacket for? Thought you were Canadian. Yes, and I'm also human, made of flesh and bone. Yes. I get cold.
I'm a Canadian who straight up doesn't like the cold.
Yeah.
Period. End of story. Don't like it.
I'm a Canadian.
Like, I don't know what the problem is.
I'm a Canadian and I'm warm, and in 20 minutes I'll still be a Canadian and warm. You'll be cold. Frig off.
But you'll put on your jacket then.
Exactly.
But it will make you 20 minutes more man.
No, they'll pretend like, no, I'm fine. Here we get the guy. Shoulders up near his friggin' forehead. No, I'm fine.
I wanted to point that out because Ducks fans, enjoy this run.
Oh, they know.
Enjoy this run, but guess what? You're going to get more and more of this as the Ducks become less and less good.
Hey, he might win the cup.
He might. And
the Stanley Cup final might be Ducks-Sens, and I don't know if I'll watch. Like, I don't want either team to win. It's funny. Heading into the conference final, I was like, you know what? Whatever. None of them are my team. I don't care. And then the second I sat down to watch Nashville-Anaheim, my eyes were like, go Preds. And the second I sat down to watch Ottawa-Pittsburgh, I'm like, go Penguins. I can't help it. I can't help that I badly want Pittsburgh to beat Ottawa, and I badly want Nashville to beat Anaheim. I can't help it. I'm sorry to the Anaheim and Ottawa fan bases. Mm-hmm. Ottawa, I'm sure you're a little bit more understanding. But damn, like the takes if Randy wins. Like they were warming it up, eh? You ever see someone just throw out
dancing
feelers?
Around it? Yes.
They throw out feelers for let's see how people react to this. They were pushing the Randy Carlyle redemption tour. For some reason, the first 2 rounds wasn't enough.
I'd like to bring up our good friend Steve Simmons for this one.
Because so many people are like, man, boy, he's changed.
I'm waiting for him.
And I'm like,
I'm waiting for him
maybe.
Because he said when Randy Carlyle was fired and Peter Horachek took over, it was true that the Leafs were in the 8th playoff spot.
Yep.
And then I guess a couple months later, after they'd fallen off a cliff, which was predicted, by the way, Steve Simmons, well, when Randy Carlyle was the coach, they were in the 8th playoff spot.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he said something recently.
Well, he did.
Oh, no.
I mean, okay. Steve, we expect this as part of his brand. Jesse and I saw a tweet where I guess a lot of the Blue Jays have been on the DL this year. A lot of injuries and that sort of thing. Definitely keep looking at your phone, Steve. Definitely.
No, I think Jesse's trying something.
Oh, is he? Oh, is he trying to? Oh, I see.
I think he's trying something.
I see what he's doing.
There we go.
Oh, okay. So, a lot of Blue Jays on the DL this year, and all they had talked about before the year had started was all this money that they put into sports science, right?
Yes.
And so Steve Simmons says, so much for that money you put into sports science.
Oh, my God.
Because all these guys are injured. And what Steve Simmons is ignoring in that particular point is that sports science is to help treat the injury. Obviously, there's some preventative measures, but people are going to get hurt. The point is that they get back faster. But he was like, blah, 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 blah. So I'm waiting for this. And somebody will. It'll be him. It'll be Cathal. It'll be Festchuk. It'll be any of those guys. They'll come out and say, well, Randy Carlyle won the championship before Mike Babcock.
Here it
Clearly
is.
a waste of money, and I can't wait. I can't wait. Can't wait. Those boys are on notice. We know. We're waiting.
Go Preds. And as if we're not going to be absolutely insufferable about PK winning. We're going to be terrible.
Yeah, but we're right. Like, I don't think...
but they would say the same thing.
No, they wouldn't. They would not actually
believe it. They would say, yeah, but we're right.
They wouldn't actually believe it, though. Yeah, and they would be right.
I think they would.
Randy Carlyle
I think they would
have won the cup
they would be
faster
right about
than...
the facts.
They would be right.
Yeah.
They're on notice. I guess so are we.
It's a race to the take finish line. Pittsburgh, by the way, is easily the most boring outcome.
Yeah.
Back-to-back cups is pretty interesting.
That's pretty cool.
With half
I still kind of want them to do it.
I want them to do it. Look, it's still a cool story, but
it's a cool story, bro.
You know what? It is a cool story, bro. But it's not a great breeding ground for takes.
You're right.
It won't set Twitter ablaze.
The Ducks, those bulbs are coming in nice. Oh, the Preds, oh my god, look at how tall that one is already.
Dion Phaneuf holding the cup.
No, God.
Oh. And he hands it to Burroughs. This is what
who hands it to Clark MacArthur. Who skates over to Randy Carlyle and says, "Thanks for not playing me, a-hole."
Oh, God. Well, and that would make it almost worth it.
That would make it.
That would make it pretty cool.
If the Ducks and Sens get in, if the Ducks and Sens get in, I'm going Sens all the way. I can't cheer for the Ducks after that Randy Carlyle press conference.
Do you see why I might not watch? And I can't cheer for the Marlies anymore. They're out.
They're out. We'll get to that in a second.
I know. Oh, God.
Okay. Total break from this, but still on the Predators. If if you're the chief marketing officer of the Predators, okay, you're the CMO, you're the second in command probably in the organization. Your job is to not only manage some of the hockey operations, the guys that manage the hockey operations. That is, your job is also to talk about outreach in the community, and you're doing a pretty good job. The city's embraced the team. They do these watch parties, which the NHL has not stepped in and shut down this year, which is nice because remember they used to do that.
I forgot about that. And every team's doing it.
Every team's doing it. So I think they changed that policy, and nobody's looked into that because that's not a problem anymore.
What do you mean this is tremendous for the team and sport?
What do you mean we can charge $5 in Edmonton and sell out the arena?
Yeah.
On a
What do you mean they don't even have to be outside?
Yeah. What do you mean in Tennessee you got hockey fans?
Which
unthinkable 10 years ago. Like really like this. Not like this. No one
not
expected
like this. Yeah, Preds fans, most of them are good about it.
Absolutely.
You got to understand when we talk about it, us Northerners, we were not expecting it to be like this.
And it's great.
It is
it's great.
They're
it's
selling
like when
out
Tampa
every
does
night.
Well, it's yeah. But 15 years ago, it was like, well, who knows if it's going to work there?
Who's the loudest fan base in the NHL?
I would like to know the scientific answer to that.
Because there is legitimately a scientific answer to that. Who has the highest peak volume? Who has the highest average volume? I think they have the highest average volume, for sure. Leafs don't have a very good high average volume.
No, I don't think so.
But the pop, the ACC has a crazy pop. It's a really good pop. Montreal too. But the average volume.
Canadians are very conservative at games too. We talked about this before, but you go to a football game in England, and they're hurling obscenities the whole game, and they're chanting and standing and whatever. In hockey, it's like, how dare you stand up while the play is happening? You be quiet and you watch that puck go around the ice. That's the Canadian way.
I saw a guy almost get kicked out of a Leaf game for swearing.
We don't want that abuse here.
I just thought it was so cute. After going to a football match in Scotland.
Actually, I know
summer.
somebody who's actually, I won't get too specific, but is very high up in the industry I'm in, who got kicked out for calling someone the worst possible name you could call them. And it was
a Sens fan.
It was a Yankees fan. He called him a Yankees fan who was drunk and disorderly, and he referred to him as the worst possible name you can. And
a Red Sox fan.
Yeah. Called him a Red Sox fan and
David Ortiz.
Got kicked out.
Wow. Well, I mean.
And that was funny. Only because the Yankee fan told on him. He said, hey, I had this guy. Anyway.
Well, it probably sounds like he should have been.
Probably should have been kicked out.
I don't know.
I just find it really funny that, we're very... It's like, now, nobody stand up during this game that's supposed to raise your blood pressure.
What?
Everybody act not excited for this very exciting hockey game we're about to watch.
So, I'm a little bit of a goody-good, and the whole pre-gaming on the GO train thing, I'm always too paranoid I'm going to get caught. That doesn't mean I haven't done it before. But pre-gaming on the GO train, by the way, means drinking on the train. I'm sure you figured that out.
On the way into
yes. But one time, I got to go to my buddy's apartment, and we pre-gamed very hard at his apartment before going to a Jays game. And we were pretty belligerent before we even got there. And we're sitting in the 500s, and we're loud. And this family complained on us. And I, under my breath, which means I probably yelled it, I was like, well, maybe you shouldn't be in the 500s. Which, that's so rude.
That's usually what a family can afford, because there's
more
than two.
And I know that now.
You belligerent.
Back then, I was like,
dick.
I don't know. I don't think I would complain about someone, but I'm also not in their position yet. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder how life's going to change when kids enter.
Am I going to be
like,
how dare you?
I don't think I will.
I mean, that's what the 500s are for. Being loud. I mean, if you go over the line, fine.
My mom used to take me to games all the time. Jays games, football games, hockey games, because she believed in that experience. She said, you got to see these, and we got a bond, and it's one of the most important things that I think we did. It's strangely enough, it helped develop my love of sports. And she would, whenever that stuff happened, she just kind of laughed and went, "Wow, that's a new one." Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't make a big deal of it unless they're being crazy. But it's like, I think it was, we were at an Orioles-Jays game back in the day, and we're sitting in the outfield, and somebody was yelling at one of the Orioles outfielders and said, "The only balls you catch are from your knees," or something like that. And I might have been all of 10. And
you were probably like, what?
And my mom's like, you'll never repeat that, right? And I said, I don't even know what that means, because I didn't know what that meant. I actually thought that, like he had to run on his knees or something like that to catch the ball. That's what my 10-year-old brain went to. So she didn't make a big deal of it, neither did I, and you move on. It's okay. Kids are resilient. It's crazy.
I had that experience like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Someone called someone on the field in Scotland a Fenian C-bomb.
Well, so a Fenian's Irish, right?
I didn't know that.
Oh. Yeah.
I didn't know.
Did you know the Fenians invaded Canada?
No.
Yeah.
Now I do.
They were
I didn't know that then.
Irish guys who came over, and to get into the United States at the time, you had to fight in the Civil War. So they would basically take you off the boat, sign you right up for the army. So after the war's over, these Fenians get together and they're like, we hate the Brits, of course, right? There's a long history there. Yeah. So they invaded Canada. So these old Civil War vets in green jackets marched up to Canada and invaded. It's a real thing. Didn't end well for them. But that was a real thing. That actually happened. I did a paper on it.
1997.
It was in the 1800s. Twice. Yeah, it would have been the late 1800s. Yeah.
Jesus.
Isn't that crazy?
Invaded.
Or mid to late.
Dude, twice.
1860s, 1870s, something
twice.
like that.
Not by these guys twice.
What, Fenians?
No. It was, what was the War of 1812?
Well, it was Americans invading.
Yeah.
By the way, in American textbooks, it says they won that war. You know when you invade a country and they kick you out? You won. We'll let them have that one. And
the heroes of Shelbyville rose up. That's what the War of 1812 is. Columbus. Now let's all celebrate with a warm glass of turnip juice.
Fun fact, Columbus was the first person ever to step on American soil.
Oh.
Yeah.
First person ever.
Yes. Columbus.
Yes.
He discovered the land.
He discovered it. That's right.
I heard that from Kurt Schilling. Thank you, Jesse. Jesse went to the Kurt Schilling School of History. Jesse Blake, Kurt Schilling, and a bunch of other great historians agree.
That's what the Austin, Texas name should have been, the Kurt Schilling School of Learning. Kurt Schilling School of Truthful Facts.
Sacred blood of Kurt.
Oh my God, there's so many Kurt Schilling stories that have come up recently that I've just straight up ignored for bringing on the show. Because it was like the Braves Stadium deal from the last episode. I didn't want us to go,
I didn't know they were playing the Braves.
The Jays?
Yeah. And then...
I don't know what Batista was for the record. Batista flipping his bat at that particular instance was the wrong time.
There's a whole lot of nonsense that happened in that whole kerfuffle. Pilar's probably going to get suspended.
Deservedly so. If he said what he said, deservedly so. And he better issue a way better apology than whatever the hell that was last night.
Yeah, it's funny. We're talking about how quickly things are changing before the show. Wayne Simmons did the same thing, and it was like I've seen the Pilar clip a bunch of times. I'm like, okay. If he wanted to hide behind that's not what I actually said, he might be able to pull it off just because it's not
really, you can't really tell.
It sure seems like it. Simmons screamed it across the ice. I don't remember who it was at, and nothing really happened. Nothing really happened, but it was 5 years ago.
And he did apologize, didn't he? I'm pretty sure he did.
I don't remember. Really.
I think that's probably
a different time.
It was.
Well, it was a different time. Well,
Like
I'm gonna and so this was in the early days of me doing my Joining the Rush videos with Andre, and our audience was primarily
Andre who?
Sorry.
And what's Joining the Rush, and what are you talking about?
Joining the Rush is a video series I used to do on the NHL and the KHL with a Russian journalist named Andrei Sadchenko, or Osadchenko is how it's spelled, and we were going to talk about the Simmons incident, and one of the interesting things about the way we made our show is he would come up with a joke and then tell me it, and I'd be like, no one's going to get that here. And then we started talking about this topic, and he's like, okay, you're going to need to explain to our audience why that's a big deal.
The Wayne Simmons thing.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
It's like a different planet sometimes.
Yeah, I would often come up with jokes, and he'd be like, that will not translate. I know what you're going for, and it is funny, but it won't translate. And I'm like,
you should also explain that last night there was 2 brawls in the Blue Jays game, and then...
Well, I'm sure people saw it.
Yeah, well, maybe not.
We shouldn't assume that everyone listening
to
the Jays
especially because,
No,
ESPN,
when bench is clear, it's national news in the States.
But it's the bad Braves versus the Canadian Blue Jays. That is not top news on ESPN.
You know that was a decision to make, like, the bench is cleared, but
it's the bad Canadian Blue Jays.
There's a big pile of don't care.
Yeah. So basically what happened was there were people, I think the Jays threw at the Braves something like 7 times. And Jose...
I stopped watching the game after it was 6-0.
It was like 6... Yeah, that was like the first inning.
Plus hockey was...
Jose hits a home run and it's like 6-1, and he bat flips, which, I get bat flip in the heat of the moment and, against Texas, I get that. I don't get what he did last night. I think that's wrong. And
his bat flip home run made it 8-4 for the Braves.
We were talking about that. Like, okay, A, Jose shouldn't have done that. B, the Braves should have been like, well, we're winning.
Yeah, leave it alone.
That should have been the end of it.
Point at the scoreboard and walk away.
I was blown away by what little gestures can bother people. Like, you think about what a bat flip, like the physics of a bat flip. Pull the emotion out of it for a second. It is a piece of wood that is thrown several feet and lands. That's it. Yeah. After a ball leaves the yard. And people lose their minds. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's really crazy. Why? It's just so what he bat flips? Just let it go.
Is it weird to suggest that baseball players get excited for this sort of thing? They get excited for an excuse to fight? Because in hockey, you don't need one.
I'm sure there's a lot
You just fight.
I think in baseball, it's such a patient game that there's a lot of pent-up rage.
That might be right.
It might just be like, I have to be focused every day for 9 innings, every day for half the year. There's 180,000 games. I think you gotta let it out, man. You gotta let it out.
But they're excited because they have an excuse. Today there's an excuse to have some shenanigans. There was a Braves veteran, I don't remember who tweeted it out. There's going to be a fight today because Aaron Loop broke someone's hand with a pitch.
I feel like it's Queens in New York. They're all just getting ready. The White Rabbits are getting ready, and the Americans are getting ready.
Aaron Loop threw at Freeman, and then he broke his hand. So
Daniel Day-Lewis versus Leonardo DiCaprio today. Braves and Blue Jays from Cobb County, home of the taxpayer-funded Cobb County Ballpark. Ballpark. Yeah.
Bringing 1992 back.
It's good. It's good. Hey, I want to throw something at you, okay? Because we did.
Whoa!
We start. I wanted to throw high and inside at you.
I just learned I'm a father. I
don't know where you're going with that, my friend.
Dad joke.
Was it a dad joke?
Because you said I'll throw something at you.
Okay.
Oh,
I know, man.
You ever wish you could undo just a 10-second span of life?
All the time.
Oh,
I live my life by the 10-second undo rule. I just forget about it and go, you know what? Can't redo that.
My next 10 seconds.
I haven't screwed it up yet.
There should be like a podcast option, like fast forward and rewind. No, but for your life.
Oh. Somebody, I once read a quote that life, and I forget who wrote it. I think this was like a famous philosopher, but life
Play-Doh
is like drawing
the thing you play with.
Jesse, congratulations on fatherhood.
Life is like painting a picture with a pen and no eraser. It's like you have to keep going.
Oh yeah,
you just got to keep going. So the mistakes are there. You got to keep going. Okay, so the CMO, Chief Marketing Officer of the Nashville Predators. We're taking it back to this from 10
minutes.
Oh my God, we never got to that. Wow.
So your job is community outreach, right? Your job is to make sure the Nashville Predators are presented in the best possible way. Part of the thing that falls under your thing to do, you've got several different people that work for you and report to you. One of those is game ops. One of those is what happens during the game, that in-game excitement, especially leading up to the start of the game. And you're in Nashville, and you have access to some of the best artists in the world. In fact, one of them happens to be the captain of the team's wife.
The pointless captain of the team's wife.
That's right.
He doesn't have a point.
Well, that means he's degraded. That means he's not a good player. Mike Fisher, known for his points. Trade him. Yeah.
I always say.
But boy, he's got a strong chin, just like me.
I can't wait for him to score the Stanley Cup winning goal, and no one remembers. Pointless.
Make sure that you tweet Steve the first time Mike Fisher scores a point.
Yeah, just tweet me pointful. He is full of points. Pointful.
People will remember that.
Yes,
telling you.
100%.
They will.
Oh man, you know how many jerseys I had tweeted at me?
Oh God, yeah.
Dennis K. Morgan, who has sung at 185 Predators games over the last 17 years, which sounds like a lot, but it's not that much. It's a couple. It's like a season and a half worth.
Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's if 82 games, 41 games. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, but it's not like you're not like whoa. It's not every game.
I was under the impression he was the guy.
Well, I think
It's not the guy.
185 Predators games over the last 17 years. I don't know, 5-year span. That's every game. I don't know. Anyway, he
17 years.
17 years,
And only 105 games.
that's 185. That's what they're saying.
That's not a
185 games over 17 years. Told the Tennessean, which is a newspaper, that he's been hurt and disappointed by being upstaged by A-list country acts, including Carrie Underwood, who's married to team captain Mike Fisher. The quote is, "They came to me and said the captain's wife asked to sing the national anthem that night," Morgan said. "It was presented to me as a one-night-only thing, and I agreed with it. So I can understand, okay, fine, yeah, whatever."
So he's not objecting to Carrie Underwood.
Then they
That's
continue.
what I thought you were saying. There's no possible, you can't object to that.
Then his quote goes on, "Then they continue to bring in these other singers touted as A-listers, which kind of hurt me."
You don't
Step
know.
aside.
You don't know.
Here's the thing. If he keeps showing up to the rink and getting dressed up, putting his bow tie on, and they go, "Oh, by the way, we got Keith Urban 5 minutes ago." Like, I get that. I get being a little bit like guys, you could have left me at home, right? I could have been at home. However,
He does a hoot, and then they're like, "Oh, wait, no, back up there, old nobody knows. We need to throw in Keith Urban. Hey, are you married to Nicole Kidman?" That's the one, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, good.
she was at the game.
It's great.
And not clapping like
yeah,
this.
when they scored.
He said the most important part of a Stanley Cup run is not what happens in the pregame ceremonies, but rather what happens on the ice. I will address my disappointment I have with the Predators' decision, hopefully after a cup. Now, the Predators' reaction said the reaction from the fans at Bridgestone Arena, as well as from around the country, to seeing and hearing world-class performers like Carrie Underwood, Luke Bryan, Vince Gill, and his daughters, Little Big Town and Lady Antebellum during the playoffs, has been overwhelmingly positive, bringing national and international exposure to our community while continuing to set our game experience and atmosphere apart from other professional sports teams. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Nashville is doing something other teams cannot. What is more unique than that? What are the Leafs going to do? Here's Drake. Like, that would be the equivalent.
Yeah. Oh, Canada. Yeah.
That's a very bad joke.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Here's Drake. Here's
Justin Bieber.
Here's Nelly Furtado. Nope. She
No.
lost that. Nope.
Ooh, no.
Alicia Cara.
Yes.
Here's the person pretending to be Avril Lavigne.
And then what about Shawn Mendes? Ew, Canada.
Ew, Canada. Canada's 1.25 syllables. Canada.
The Bare Naked Ladies would probably do one.
Ooh.
I would think that you would probably get a Shania Twain. She's from Sudbury.
Can you... Leafs. Game 7. Stanley Cup Final. Gord Downey.
It'd be great.
I wish.
It'd be great.
Ugh.
I don't know if Gord would want to sing the national anthem.
Also, I don't
Probably
think,
not.
I don't think that's a thing we need to do. We're not Music City. We're not Nashville.
But
Let's not
Yes.
do it.
Yes. It would be weird and forced.
We're trying.
It would be very forced.
like everything Canada does,
Let's
we're
let
trying
Nashville
to.
have
We're
this
gonna try
thing.
that.
Yeah.
Canadian Idol.
No.
Canada is the world's... What are you guys doing? You guys talking about me? Canada, in many ways, can be Farva. From Super Troopers.
Yeah, for
In
sure.
many ways, can be Farva.
So anyway, Dennis K. Morgan,
And we like leader of cola.
you're the
Anyway.
you're the CMO. You're the CMO of the Predators. What's your conversation with Dennis? Do you keep
Sit your ass down.
Do you know
keep
the
him?
amount of shit I need to worry about and how little I need to worry about you? Fuck off. Shut up. Like, and here's the thing. He would probably get more games in these playoffs.
if he had to just shut his mouth?
Yeah.
He would be able to say, I've sung the anthem, even once, in the Stanley Cup final, if the Preds were to make it there. Now, like, it's up in the air. He'll even be asked back for friggin' next regular season.
I won't lie to you. I find national anthem singing before every game in any sport to be absolutely needless and ridiculous. I find it so pointless. Because,
when did it start?
Because it wasn't
a thing for
a long
decades.
time. Even like
It's
10
fairly
years
recent.
ago,
Yeah.
the football, they wouldn't even have the players out. But now they've made it like a thing, a military thing. The military's paid to be for the NFL or whatever. I don't get the singing of the national anthem before games. I know there's a lot of people that say it inspires patriotic pride and whatever, and fine.
That's fine.
That's fine. But I will watch.
But the hockey game.
I will watch Keith Urban sing the American national anthem. I want to know if Keith Urban's going to do a good job. I don't know why. I sat and I watched it. And then I watched him celebrate with Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know. I watched it. It's a reason to watch other than the game. And not walk away from your TV set when the national anthems come on so you don't feel guilty about sitting on your couch and watching the national anthem, which happens to me.
It's just funny.
Because I do feel guilt.
I
stand during both.
You stand? I sometimes
I stand
do.
during both.
I
Absolutely.
sometimes do. In my house.
Like, I even get the national anthem during the playoffs. I don't get every regular season.
You know what I hate? And Canadians do this, but I notice it a lot in the States. Canadians do it too, though. Let's be fair. Everyone does it. So let's say the game is in the States. Oh, Canada, let's get this shit over with. Blah, blah, blah. And then they get it over with.
Oh, say can you?
And now presenting, and they bring out there's a tank that comes onto the ice, and a plane, the roof opens, and a plane flies overhead, and here's like an entire army division, and they just bring them out, and they oh my God, they reenact the War of 1812 that the States won, and
they reanimated
back from
his
the
corpse.
dead, like. Oh my God!
It's true. It's like
now to drop the ceremonial first puck, a bald eagle. Just drops it.
It's true. They try to get through that Canadian national anthem so fast. It's like, Canada. Yeah, you get the point. Anyway, so America.
Well, and they did it at the Jays home opener. They do the American anthem, and then they bring out a Canadian flag the size of a football field.
Yeah. I find the Leafs, at least the Leafs anthem singer, who's like 16 years old, does a beautiful job with the American national anthem, and it's long, and it's very high pitched.
And she does both.
She does both. She does them both beautifully.
You know what I've also seen is they bring out one person to sing the other national anthem, and then they bring out their closer.
Who's that? The Leafs?
I don't know if the Leafs have done it, but I've
so.
seen teams do that. Okay, here's someone for the American national anthem. Hooray, okay. And now, oh, Canada, it's someone else. I've seen that before. Ew.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot about it I don't like, but it can be done very well.
Do you remember the tenors at the All-Star game?
The All Lives Matter guy, who, by the way, he's also a flat earther. Did you know that? The guy that said All Lives Matter. Yeah, and I remember that next morning I was on breakfast television and I had to do an entertainment report about this, so I had to creep his Facebook, and like he's got like a devoted following of old women who agree with everything that he says.
I know.
He's just one of those guys that has people under his spell.
My thing with all that, besides the obvious, was Jesse. What the hell's
What's
going
with the
on?
phone? Oh, I get what Jesse's doing. He's got to transition the battery out, so that makes sense.
There we go.
Anyway,
my thing with that was he read his new lyrics off of a piece of paper. I'm like, it's one line. You couldn't just remember that? Remember the offensive thing and just say it?
they kicked him out too.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably smart.
We're not gonna go anywhere near wood again. Not platinum. Not gold.
Wood.
Wood.
Marlies eliminated in the 7th game.
Yes, very sad.
Very sad.
They had a 3-1 lead too.
Where have we seen that before?
So Leafs. So very Leafs.
So here's the thing. They made it to the second round for 2 years running, right? They made the second round last year. Hello, camera. Second year, 2 completely different teams. This year...
Completely.
There was a lot of dead contracts on that team. Brooks Light, Milan Mahalik, Colin Greening.
Greening was the only one who played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird. And I know Brooks Light feels like he's got gas in the tank, and that's awesome. But this is a completely different team again next year. I wanted to ask, besides Kasperi Kapanen, who do you think... I think Kapanen's probably a lock to be on the Leafs next year.
I like to think so too.
But is there anybody else who is?
A lock? No.
Not one.
Travis Dermott's got an awful good chance. Hey, the Leafs signed 2 guys.
Oh, well, we're getting to that.
Yeah. No one else is a lock. And even Kapanen's not a lock. But he can do so many things. Like, he can be useful to your team now.
Mm-hmm.
How much more do you think he needs to learn in the AHL?
Right.
Before he comes up.
Right. And, a guy like Dmytro Timashov, who was pushed to the fourth line.
Barely playing, yeah.
They need to give him some ice time.
Something's got to give. And people are just going to get added to that. Grundstrom, I would imagine, is a full-timer next year.
And played really well.
Played really well.
Playoffs.
4 points in his... No. Yeah, 4 points in his first 5 games. On
a PTO.
Yeah, I didn't see what he got in 6 or 7. Jeremy Bracco. Where the hell is that guy going to go? And a bunch of others I'm forgetting.
Now, the defense, again, was boosted. Steve was right. We've got Borgman, and we've got... Borgman, Rosen, and potentially Holm. Oh, my.
Yes, 3 Swedes.
Okay, so
2 for sure.
What do we know about... we'll start with Borgman, because that was a guy that was sort of off the board. We didn't really have a heads up that he was going to be picked. We do know that he was the SHL, Swedish Hockey League's Rookie of the Year.
Yes.
Is that a big deal?
It is a big deal. I need to bring up the list from theleafsnation.com
because you look at SHL stats while you're looking that up.
Yeah, sure.
And you go, okay, so for defensemen, he got 20 points in 40-something games, right? It doesn't seem that all that impressive. If he's only getting 40 points or 20 points in the Swedish league, how is he going to produce in the AHL or the NHL?
It's like when we looked at Ovechkin's stats the year he was picked first overall. You look at them and you go, what? So what?
And is it because it's a lower scoring league?
Yeah, almost all the leagues over in Europe are. I'm trying to find it. Shoot. Anyway, the between 2014...
Jesse's right there. You can ask him.
Jesse, can you look up the article on theleafsnation.com where the Leafs signed Rosen and Borgman? So, between 2014 and I want to say 2001, 9 players who won the Swedish Hockey League's Rookie of the Year award made the NHL, and were very good ones too. Very good NHL players.
Can you remember any names?
Henrik Zetterberg was one.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, Victor Hedman was another. Tobias Enstrom.
Mm-hmm.
Johan Larsson on the Sabres. Andreas Janssen on the Marlies, who I think will make the NHL one day. Jesse found the article. All I need to do is find the list. And that's not the right one. Shoot. I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
But Hedman and Zetterberg.
It's in my video.
Yes.
Put it that way. Yeah. It's a very good list. 9 out of 13.
Are in the NHL.
Or 9 out of 14, something like that. Made the NHL. And
had significant careers, too.
And significant careers. And Janssen could potentially be the 10th.
So even Borgman.
No, Janssen also won it.
Oh,
Andreas Janssen.
Yeah, Andreas. Okay,
and now we got another Andreas. The Leafs have 2 Andreases from Sweden who have won.
Yes, we have to call them that now.
No, they're Andres.
The Andreses.
Anyway, he's a 21-year-old left-handed defenseman.
Oh, no, he's not right-handed. That means he's not good.
Nah. And Rosen is a left-handed defenseman,
Callie
too.
Rosen, I want to talk about as well.
Yes. Borgman is 21, though. It's thought that he has more room to grow. He won the championship in the SHL and was one of the better players on his team en route to that. Arguably the best defenseman on his team en route to that. And it's all very exciting.
Callie Rosen.
23 years old, another left-handed shot. I think he's 6'1", $175 or something he was listed at, so he's got a decent frame, but not exactly the heaviest dude. Borgman is about the same, maybe a little heavier. The difference with Rosen is he's 23. I think I said that. Mm-hmm. So he's maybe a little bit further in his development. Not necessarily, the same room to grow as Borgman, but he might be further along. We don't know. He was second on his Swedish hockey team in scoring.
Among defensemen?
Among defensemen. Behind Philip Holm, who the Leafs are rumored to be signing.
Is Philip Holm a left-handed defenseman?
He is a left-handed defenseman.
No.
He's 25.
Now, the Vax Joe, I'm North Americaning the crap out of this. The
Vaxio, someone.
Vax Joe Lakers.
Someone tweeted me, they're like, actually, it's more like yo. And I'm like, if you say that the wrong way, Vaxio. Sounds a little bit like something in English.
Yeah, it does.
Fox, yo.
It's true. It does, actually.
Fox, yo.
Holm, what do we know about him?
He's 20. He's 25, so he's even further in his development. If the Leafs were to sign a guy out of Europe and he were to step onto the roster right away, I would expect it would be him. He led his team in scoring amongst defensemen, further in his development. And I mean, if you're at that stage in your career and you sign with an NHL team, you want to sign with one you have a fairly
good shot at
making.
And
like
he does.
Borgman can take his time a little bit. Rosen can maybe be convinced to be patient for a little bit. I mean, Philip Holm. I mean, I was just on Team Sweden at the World Hockey Championships in 25. Led my team in defensive scoring. I mean, geez, I could if I really want the payday, I could just stay here. I could go to the KHL
because it's only about $900,000. Like he's
I don't need to be going to the Marlies.
Yeah. Like he gets Canadian taxed on that, which ain't fun.
No,
so
I don't know what it's like.
Half of that's
there.
Gone.
Yeah. So I'd be very excited to see the Leafs sign him, though, because there was one game in particular where he and Nylander just terrorized their opponents. And I think they had like matching 3 or 4 point games. It was ridiculous.
Nylander's look awful good with Backstrom. And so is Mitch Marner, by the way. Wow.
Both of them. USA lost, by the way, in the quarterfinals.
Really?
To Finland.
Today?
Yeah.
I believe that.
20 minutes ago.
Wow.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Because, didn't they send, just a college team again?
But they finished first in the division.
Yeah, they were doing really well. Yeah. I'm surprised.
I mean, it's Finland, so it's not the same. But, who's Canada playing in the quarters? Germany?
I think so. I don't know.
I don't know. Whenever there's a tournament like this, a little part of me is rooting for the team that isn't Canada because it's just better for the sport, man. We don't need to win every friggin' time. It's the same 5 countries every time. Let's get Latvia in there. Let's get Germany in there. Let's give Switzerland a shot.
Team Japan.
I liked Team Italy's exit. That was my favorite. Swing and a miss.
I'm trying to remember.
The 3 of us could have put together a better performance than Team Italy.
Well, especially that last part.
I'm trying to remember who it was that tweeted it. That goal was so bad. They're like,
sorry, just to give some context, if you haven't seen it,
they scored on their own net.
They scored on their own net with an empty net. The defenseman literally was skating backwards and just blew a tire, and the puck went into his net.
It was so bad that someone tweeted, they're like, at what point do you look at this and wonder if it's match fixing?
Yeah,
that's how bad it was.
And the Team Japan one. The Team Japan one was great too.
What did that to me?
Did you see?
When you're sitting at Baciabucci's and you're sitting there eating your pasta with your grandfather.
I'm sure the Italians really got behind their hockey team too, don't you think? I think all of Italy, the entire peninsula, was like, yes, double IHF hockey.
They did get behind their hockey team. How dare you?
Did you see Team Japan's own goal?
There was another one?
Yeah,
no, I didn't see this.
Same time in the round robin or whatever, and one of the, I forget who they were playing, but it was a pretty good team. I think it was the Czechs or something. And puck goes across the Japanese crease, and the Japanese defenseman one-times it. And I'm not talking clearing. He blasted it into his own net.
Patrick Laine did that this season.
True.
In an NHL game. So it happens to the best of us.
Anyway, so
jeez.
So if Philip Holm comes to the Leafs, we're looking at probably a guy who can come in and it sounds like to me the Leafs are going, okay, we don't have the depth in the system that we wish we did. At the very least, Borgman and Rosen and potentially Holm are stopgap guys before we can actually get drafting the right guys to come up.
Right.
Beyond that, they fill out depth position. But also, is this the Leafs going, okay, we've got an NHL player who can, is Philip Holm, Matt Hunwick at least?
I would like to think so. I've never really seen. I'm always amazed when there are intense opinions when it comes to these guys. I'm like, you didn't watch the Voxio Lakers or HV71? Mm-hmm. If you did.
Good for you.
Good for you, and let me know.
But if he is, that's a cheap deal. That's a rookie deal they get him on, right?
And it's internal competition. If he doesn't make the roster, right, because someone else is better than him, great. Good news. It sucks for him. Not my concern, really. Mm-hmm. Plus, the Leafs might get injuries next year like they didn't this year.
Right.
So, the Marlies left-handed shots in Game 7. Well, here were the pairings. Dermott on the left, Alexei on the right, Andrew Campbell on the left, Justin Hall on the right, Andrew Nielsen on the left, Renat Valiev on the right. Now, Valiev is a left-handed defenseman, but he always seems to play the right side. Andrew Campbell can kind of go either way. Dermott is a lefty on the left. Nielsen is a lefty on the left. Dermott and Nielsen are AHL rookies this year. They're still very young. I don't even know if either of them have turned 20 yet, or maybe they just have. So, the Leafs have 2 left-handed D who are unrestricted free agents. That's it. Andrew Campbell, who's the captain of the Marlies, and Matt Hunwick.
Well, and Roman Polak. Oh,
Ready.
but they're left. Yeah, he's ready.
So this is what I'm saying. They got to... I guess they're going to... My assumption is they fill the void of those two with the Swedes.
Well, and if my point in saying that they're cheaper is that does that open them up for that 4 spot to get something more expensive? And not the 4 spot, but out of the top 3.
On the right.
Yeah, because
Maybe.
Connor Carrick as a 5'6" guy, that's pretty great. If you can have Connor Carrick playing on your third pairing, that's great.
He would have looked a lot better this season if he was.
He was injured.
Well, he was injured. He was an NHL rookie. He was asked to play pretty high up in the lineup. And sometimes the water got a little above his nose, but
I still thought
I think he'll be good.
I thought he was very good, and I think that if you have, does this free them up? Are they gearing up instead of spending $4 million on 2 veterans like Hunwick and Polak? Excuse me, because that's what it would be about, right? 3.5.
I can't imagine you would get Hunwick for 1.2, which is what he was on, and Polak was a little over 2.
About $3 million. Why not shave that million off and put it towards something else, right?
Potentially, and also I've watched a bunch of Swedish hockey and KHL hockey in particular, and every game I'm like, a lot of these guys could play in the NHL. They don't for a variety of reasons. They want to stay closer to home. They prefer their homeland's culture. They make more money. There's no risk of them getting sent to the AHL. Mm-hmm. And even if they do get sent to the AHL or their equivalent, at least it's at home, somewhere nearby. So, I mean, maybe the Leafs are just exploiting my new favorite term, market inefficiency.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're just going, you know what? There's better players out there. We have all the money in the world. We can scout better than any other team in theory because of that.
Mm-hmm.
This Philip Holm guy looks pretty good. Yoink. Kelly Rosen. Yoink. Andreas Borgman. Yoink. I mean, Borgman seems like a fairly obvious pick based on his track record.
He's the rookie of the year.
Yeah.
Why not? So yeah, anyway, I think very interesting. And if any of those guys make it, and if you wanted to go out and buy big on D, I'm not sure that they do because I just don't see it. The more I listen to Lou, because I've heard a couple of his press conferences and then his interview with Bob McCowan, and which was 11 minutes long of Lou.
It was 11 minutes of
Lou.
Very little.
But I don't know that the Leafs still recognize that they're in year 2.
I think they do, and I just get this strange feeling something big is going to happen. I don't know what that big thing is. They seem to be at a odd transitional stage. If they recognize that they're in year 2, and they look at the team they have going forward, I think they look at it a little bit more robotically than we do, and the logical robotic cold move to make. JVR's got to go.
So does Bozak.
Bozak's got to go. Mm-hmm. So now what? I'm excited. Mm-hmm. I'm really excited for June. This is the closer it gets, the more I realize we haven't seen change like this probably since 2005.
Yeah.
After the lockout.
Well, and the thing is, you look at the roster itself. Okay, so you got people say, well, how would you replace Bozak? I don't think you need. I mean, yes. I mean, he might stay the whole season, and you might lose him for nothing. But when you look at, say, trading Bozak, you don't need to replace Bozak right away if Nylander is going to eventually make that transition to center. And yes, Mike Babcock did say that he didn't think that Nylander was going to play center next year. Of course he didn't, because if he had said that, that would mean people go, well, I guess Bozak's being traded.
I think
he can't say that.
I think James Myrtle's been listening to this podcast a little bit.
Oh?
Because he's starting to look at all the little Marlies minutia There's that word, minutia. And he also wrote about what on earth are they going to do about all these centers? Or sorry, not centers.
Wingers.
Wingers? What are they going to do about all these wingers? And I think Kevin McGran did too. Everyone's slowly looking at the depth chart and going, "Wait, what the hell? The hell?"
That's why I think if you have a Tyler Bozak, if you're Mike Babcock, you can't say that Tyler Bozak's going to be on center next year. You can't say that, even if you think he is. The reason being is that other teams will look at that and go, okay, well, they're trading Tyler Bozak. So that means that we're going to undercut them on Tyler Bozak.
You can look at it a couple ways. You look at it and you go, having Tyler Bozak as our third line center is pretty good.
Not bad.
Pretty good. Having a $4.2 million pending unrestricted free agent center as our third line center, not as awesome. Not as appealing. Can we replace him? Can we trade him for something good, take that money and use it to sign Brian Boyle? There's an option.
That's what I would do.
I think there's going to be more change than we're prepared for.
And especially, yeah, you're right. And there might be some changes that we're like, oh.
Or there might be nothing.
Yeah.
There might be absolutely nothing.
Because they seem content to do nothing if it's not going to add.
Yeah.
But if you look at it, you put Nylander on the third line with whomever next year. I don't know who his line mates would be. I don't need to speculate. However, if you move a Bozak and you get whatever back, you have the wingers to fill those spots. You do. You have them. They're there. It's one winger you got to replace. You have the centerman to replace Bozak. Now you need a winger to replace him. Well, who's that? Soshnikov, Kapanen, is it Leipzig? Is it Bracco? Maybe Bracco steps in and has a great camp. You don't know, but you've got those options, right?
Exhibition's going to be fun too.
Sure is.
For as much as the Leafs keep their secrets really, really tight to the chest, I mean, during exhibition, I'm like, oh, Hyman's going to be playing with Matthews, which means Hyman's going to make this team, which means holy shit. No way.
I'm jacked for the rookie camp. I love the rookie tournament with Pittsburgh and Ottawa.
It's a lot of fun.
Only 3 or 4 teams take part in. It's fun to watch.
I'm always interested to see who they still allow to go. Is Freddie Gauthier going to get to go again?
No, Freddie's injured. Steve, too soon. What's wrong with you?
I didn't even think of that.
Is Bozak the guy you let go to Vegas for the latest round pick and you just take the money?
Oh, there's a good idea. I'd do that.
Have Vegas give you something, or you expose him to Vegas? In
that little window, you let him go to Vegas, and then that's your expansion draft pick.
He's signed for next year, though, so they don't need.
Yes, but you agree to that Vegas gives you a pick.
Yeah.
You agree to leave him unprotected. They take him.
Yeah.
Oh.
Would solve the Reichel Levo issue. We didn't even mention Levo.
Yeah.
Levo's who scored 13 points in 10 games.
I think it's something you look at.
That's a really good point, Jesse. Yeah.
It's something you look at. Now, the one concern is a team that is thin at center got thinner when Gauthier got hurt. Mm-hmm. Thin at center. Great on the quality, not so good on the quantity.
Hey, it's better than years past when we were bad on both.
Absolutely.
So, that's... I think...
You're 2 injuries away from looking up Jared Smithson's number. I'm just saying. Holy shit. Oh, my God, Jared. I picked up the coffee cup instead of my phone.
That's okay. That's okay.
Jared.
We knew what you meant.
This is the phone that you call Jared Smithson on. Hello, Mrs. Smithson.
Also very interesting, and this is again comes from Sarah Hall, who basically made our show today. Thank you, Sarah. 5 for Howling, and AZ Den Talk, Arizona Den Talk, who they talk about the Coyotes
and Dens,
absolutely. The Coyotes have had a total of $20,630,158 of dead space this year. Wow. Space, money that was on the cap that was not used on the ice. Pronger, Boland, Datsuk, Vermette, Ribeiro, Hansel, and Stone.
And how many of that are they actually paying?
That's a good question. I don't think they're paying Pronger, are they? Yeah. And I don't think they're paying Datsuk either. I think Detroit's paying Datsuk.
Those are just imaginary numbers.
Datsuk's 100% imaginary. I don't know about Pronger. But
Boland, I think they're paying. I think they're paying him.
We got some balls referring to Robida Island as Robida Island.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Coyotes, whatever. If the Leafs invented it, they perfected it.
Yeah.
They have a bunch of guys who will never play again. At least and
Sent
Mahalik.
You to Shakerville.
Chakaville. Beg your pardon? At least Mahalik played some professional games this year. Played in the NHL. Scored a goal.
Yeah.
Brooks Colin Greening was on the Marlies the entire time. I still actually think the Leafs should consider offering him a two-way deal. They really only had Lupul and Robida. That was it. Holy shit. Pronger, Boland. Imagine how good that team would have been a few years ago. Can you say those names again?
That would have been that's a cup team. Pronger, Boland, Datsuk, Vermette, Ribeiro, Hansel, and Stone.
Jesus.
Damn. That's a damn good team. That's a good hockey team. That John Chayka knows what he's doing. I thought that was just an interesting stat. Now, we got to talk a little bit, a couple things before we get to the press conference, and I wanted to bring this up because it just shows, like, we are such sticklers. If the Leafs lose a third-round pick and it turns into something, Steve does a trade tree about it. Why is nobody... I don't fault you for that. I think they're very interesting.
I think so, too.
Why does nobody do these trade trees? And I think you should, for the NFL and the NBA. Because it's impossible for baseball.
If you're about to do what I think you're about to do, please do it. Please do it, because I was dying to know.
And if you say everybody's making a big deal about this.
Well, yeah, this one particular.
Yeah.
But it's because these obnoxious deals happen all the time. If we look back to, and I'm going to get to it, we look back to last year, draft day, LA Rams trade basically their future for a guy who might play a few games. He'd be lucky if he was a 500 quarterback.
But this seems like one of the worst trades in professional sports history.
Yeah.
New Jersey loses their team to Brooklyn.
Ouch.
Ownership wants to make a big splash in Brooklyn. So they call up the Celtics and say, hey, you guys are a little past your prime. How about we swing a deal? And the Celtics go, okay. All right. We will trade you Paul Pierce, and we will trade you Kevin Garnett, and we will trade you Jason Terry, and somebody else. DJ something.
DJ Augustine?
I think so.
No,
Give me a
I
sec.
don't have it up.
And we will give you a bunch of spare parts. So here's what it is. The Brooklyn Nets acquired Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Jason Terry, and DJ White from the Celtics in exchange for Jared Wallace, Kim Kardashian's ex-husband, Marshawn Brooks, Chris Joseph, Keith Bogans, and here's what's interesting. This is great. 3 first-round picks. 2014. This has happened in 2013, and they were a playoff team. 2014, 2016, and 2018.
Are you on drugs?
So already on drugs.
Oh my God.
But what draft year is this, Steve?
This is 2017.
2017. That's really strange. So the Celtics general manager at the time said, yeah, we want the right to swap first-round picks in 2017.
If we want.
The Boston Celtics...
On top of that.
Yes. The Boston Celtics this year had the number one... I believe the
Aren't they
number one
still
record
playing?
in the Eastern Conference. Did they
They
not?
finished first in the Eastern Conference.
They won the Eastern Conference this year. They also have the first overall pick because the Nets won it. So the Nets have to pick 30th or 29th or whatever it is.
No, it's depending on your playoff.
Depending on your playoff.
So they'll pick
6 or lower. 27.
It's like the NHL.
Yeah, because they won't beat the Cavs.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry, Boston fans, but no.
Did you see LeBron put it through his legs
And turn his back on poor Canadian.
Jesse made a good point. He didn't say this on the show the other day, but he did say the NBA playoffs are boring because it's like you know what's going to happen until the finals. Then it'll be good. So that trade happened. Spare parts, first round picks in 2014, 2016. Flipped them in 2017, and again next year. Have to give it up next year.
One thing I learned doing these trade trees, and this applies, I think, to all sports, don't trade your first round pick a year ahead of time. You're crazy. If you trade your first round pick before a game has been played in that draft season, you're nuts. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know.
A great example of that. Yep.
You don't. First of all, you're gambling on your team being as good as you think it is. Then you're gambling on God. Like, what happens if your star player, whoever that happens to be, blows their knee out 6 months? Someone else misses a couple weeks. Someone else misses a month or two. And all of a sudden, you're shit. The Leafs have done it thrice.
Or Paul Pierce's contract expires, he signs somewhere else, and Kevin Garnett gets traded, and they all retire.
They're all just old.
Kevin Garnett had already played 18 years by the time that trade was made.
The Leafs did this 3 times. 3 times they traded their first-round pick over a year ahead of time. And in this particular case, we're going to make over a year count as before the season began. Because for the third one that I'm going to say, it was less than a calendar year, but whatever. First time, They traded a first-round pick. Then the Leafs were shit. Cost them Scott Niedermayer. Second time, traded a first-round pick. That year, Leafs were shit. Cost them Roberto Luongo.
Well, they were, yeah.
The next time, traded a first-round pick. Guess what? Shit. Tyler Seguin. Stop doing it.
Oh, what happened the time after that?
There was another time?
Dougie Hamilton?
So they traded 2. Oh, my God. So Scott Niedermayer,
Roberto
Luongo, Tyler Seguin, Dougie Hamilton. Jesus.
Now, I don't hate the Seguin thing because if we had Seguin, we wouldn't have Matthews, although we wouldn't have gone through all the pain it took to get Matthews.
By the end of their careers, it is not inconceivable that at least 2 of those 4 picks that the Leafs just, here you go, just gave away will be Hockey Hall of Famers.
Oh, Niedermayer?
Well, Niedermayer already is.
Luongo will be.
Luongo will be. So now we're just waiting on Seguin and Hamilton to do their thing.
Yeah. Yep. Here's what the Nets principal owner, Mikhail Prokhorov, said the day of that trade. Are you ready for this? This is worse than Dave Nonis on the Dave Clarkson deal. Today, the basketball gods smiled on the Nets.
No.
With the arrival of Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce, we have achieved a great balance on our roster between veteran stars and young talents. This team will be dazzling to watch and tough to compete against.
No.
Pretty bad, huh?
A little bit bad.
That trade happened.
I've never heard of that before. Just the option to swap picks. I've seen pick swap, but I've never seen the, hey, if we feel like it. Like, why would the Nets agree to that? Because you could easily word it differently to be like, hey, we have the option to totally screw you over.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you add that?
They could have protected the pick. They have that right to have like top 5 protected draft pick.
Yeah.
And then we still get it if it's a top 5 pick.
No.
But no.
No.
They wanted Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce.
Oof.
And they made the playoffs in 2014.
They did.
So it worked for 1 year.
How many playoff series did they win with that group? One?
They
beat the Raptors.
They beat the Raptors.
Fuck
and
Brooklyn.
Then that was it.
That was the famous
and then
fuck
Paul
Brooklyn
Pierce
year.
went to Washington
And
right
beat
after
the
that.
Raptors.
That's right.
Son of a gun.
I think he wanted to make a splash, it being the new arena and the new thing. But imagine, in Barclays right now, you have the Nets, who are going to be bad with no prospects of being good.
They don't have picks.
and the Islanders. Great arena, though.
You know what sucks when you do that? Not only are you bad, you're going to be bad. You're going to be very bad. Hopefully that second rounder pans out.
I would have. It's too bad because I would have loved.
Did
to
they
have
keep
seen,
that?
I would have loved to have seen the look on LeVar Ball's face if the Nets picked Lonzo Ball. That would have been amazing because Lonzo wants to go to LA, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
His dad is such a hunk of shit.
Oh yeah.
Like the more he talks, he's a hunk of shit.
People get a kick out of him though.
Do you
They
think
love
we
him.
get him on this show?
Yes.
I
would like the exact.
someone want to give attention to me?
I would love to get the exact number of Big Baller brand shoes they've sold.
I think it's 400 or something.
Well,
400 period?
Adam,
Yeah,
not 400,000.
400 something. Yeah, it's like 482 or something like that.
Adam, if you're a woman and you ask him that question, he'll turn his back to you.
That's right. I saw that clip.
Holy fuck, what a piece of shit. He's such a dickhead. I feel a little bit bad for Lonzo because I don't even know what his voice sounds like.
That's true.
I don't know what his voice sounds like. And I also hope he gets passed over by the Lakers because that'll be very funny.
Oh my god.
Because I just want to see how his dad
Who
spends
wants
it.
that headache though?
No one.
Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson does not want that
That's
headache.
who wants that headache.
Because he'll be like, yo, whatever, Magic Johnson. I could take Michael Jordan. I can take you.
No, I think Magic Johnson wants a show in LA. He said he's gonna. He was talking because he's the new president GM of the Lakers this year, and he said he's gonna crowdsource some of the deals among his NBA friends. So he's gonna go to like all his old teammates and be like, "Hey, what do you think of this deal? Should I do that?" So we can already see that.
So he's
Magic
on Reddit.
Johnson doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah, make
so he
sure
might just sign Lonzo Ball.
make sure all your opinions are out of date. Like make sure they're all old and crusty.
Man. And he owns part of the Dodgers too, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
That's why
He's
he
part
can
of
do that.
group. Yeah.
Jeez, he's doing all right.
Yeah, he's okay. He's Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
Hey, let's do the press conference. Oh! First thing in the press conference, let me mention this. Steve, are you aware of the new South Park game that's coming out October?
Am I aware of the fractured but whole? Of course I am.
So here's my question. Seeing as you have a job now, what will you do? Will you quit your job and play this?
Stay up late and
Because, I mean, that was the joke the last time is you just stayed at home and played.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, and how...
Is Jesse kinder than... Well, okay. Well, so I guess I just won't play it.
So with...
Is Jesse easier on me than...
With your second job, or your second job and your second... With your job and your second dog, how will you find time to play this?
In game. I'm just going to have to play it in the middle of the night.
Wow.
As I be Mysterion. Mysterion!
All right. Go ahead, Jesse.
Beforehand, I messaged you that I had a thing I wanted to do.
I'm excited.
And this is that thing I wanted to. I wanted to introduce you to Adam. Not this Adam, but another Adam. He's 27. He's a real estate agent.
Definitely not me.
And he says the most romantic present he's ever received was a threesome.
Whoa.
It was his birthday. I want to introduce you to Alex. He's 28. He's an information system supervisor who once ate a live salamander. And he says his favorite artist is The Rock. These two men will be on the next season of The Bachelorette. And I want to read the rest of the profiles of these guys on The Bachelorette because they are the most absurd things I've ever read.
This is great. I love this. Yes. I love the show, by the way. I love it. It's such a train wreck. It's the best.
So,
go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, there was a time, what was it called? I want to say Bachelor Pad or something.
Bachelor in Paradise.
It might have been Paradise Island, actually.
Oh, okay.
Me and our buddy Derek, we would get together on Mondays and watch it. And
it's good.
We would go to the beer store and pick up beer, and they'd be like, "Oh, you guys watching the game?" And we'd be like, "Yeah." And then we would get together and just be like, "It's not right for her. No way.
I would love
Don't
to be
pick
part
him."
of that. Can you Skype me in? If you didn't live
Oh, we definitely should have.
If you didn't live 3 cities away, I'd come over.
I know. Oh my God.
Blake E. He's got to add the initial because I guess there's another.
There might be another
Blake. 31.
The Blake eye.
He's an aspiring drummer. His favorite childhood memory is horseback riding camp.
Wait. How do you be an aspiring drummer? You drum or you don't?
He's an aspiring drummer. At
I think
31.
he aspires to make money.
Steve.
I think he does the physical act of drumming.
Steve Dangle, aspiring saxophone player.
His favorite childhood memory is horseback riding camp. He also doesn't think parking ticket people have souls.
Wow.
That's his...
Oh, wow. Shit on the working man. Nice, man. Nice. That's great. Why don't you go back to horse riding camp? Are you serious? What a bougie
He's just
thing
trying to
say.
park his horse, Adam. Where do you put the ticket on a horse?
That's a good point. Do you hair clip? Just put it on the mane?
Blake K. No, we found the other Blake.
It's such a stupid visual.
I know, right?
That's so silly.
Blake K. 29. A U.S. Marine veteran.
They always have someone from the Army.
He said if he was stranded on a desert island, he'd want it to be made of Chipotle.
Now, okay, let me ask you this. So they asked him some favorite childhood memory.
Yeah.
What's your favorite food? Chipotle. So if you were stranded on a...
You'd want it to be made of the... I wouldn't want it to be made of the sauce Chipotle. It would get washed away and I'd die in the middle of the ocean because this island was made of Chipotle and lasted 3 seconds.
Not Chipotle sauce. They're like burritos Chipotle.
Still, that would dissolve very quickly in the ocean. This is not... Come on.
So you better eat it quick.
You live on the island of Chipotle, you're dead pretty soon.
So
okay?
that's what you say, Adam. But the producer asking him those questions probably received an answer of, yeah. And then they wrote that down. And now he wants to be stranded on an island made of Chipotle.
So Brady is 29. He's a male model. They asked him, what's the most romantic gift you've ever received? What do you think he said?
Was it a threesome?
It was not.
That's, by the way, that's a hot gift. I don't know if that's romantic.
He said romantic.
Let's light some candles and put this in something else.
Hey,
like, are we kidding? Are we serious? Let's get naked with somebody else. That's not romantic.
To Blake M, maybe.
Okay, it's going to be something super stupid. I'm going to go with some kind of trinket, like some kind of figurine.
What do you think? Adam?
Sorry, what's the question again?
Brady, 29. He's a male model.
Okay,
They
of
asked him,
course.
what's the most romantic gift you've ever received?
By the way, I'm surprised all these guys aren't male
The
models.
next
They're
one is
all
from-
Aspiring drummer male model.
They're all extremely good looking.
Next
Come
one
on.
is Jason, male model. Now we have Noah, male model.
aspiring TV host, basically.
Followed by Fitzhugh, male model, lacrosse player.
Okay, so most romantic gift, his name's Brady, probably a Lacoste t-shirt.
Oh, wow. Lululemon sweatpants.
Wow!
That's
That's the most guys, come on! That's not your most romantic. Are you kidding?
Brian, 37. He's the old guy on the show.
The silver fox, if you will.
But Brian knows some stuff and some
Brian
things.
can teach you a few things. He's a chiropractor. What do you think the wildest thing he's ever done in the bedroom is?
Chiropractor.
That would be pretty wild. It's like, hey, hang on, I'm just going to adjust you here.
Here.
I'm going to adjust your back in other places.
Hey, because, you see.
Yeah.
Some obvious joke about deep tissue.
Sorry.
We're going to get so many messages like, that's not what being a chiropractor is. It's about cracking bones or something. I don't know.
Doctors hate chiropractors, by the way.
Yes, they do.
Doctors hate them.
Doctors hate
at
her.
War.
Anyways.
Okay. What's this guy's name?
Brian. 37.
Doctors hate Brian.
Brian definitely used the sex swing at one point or another.
He says handcuffs, blindfolds, hot wax, or balcony sex. All those things are the craziest things he's done in the bedroom.
Wow.
Well, balcony
Well-
isn't in the bedroom, a-hole, so way to not
Brian
answer
didn't
the
listen
question
to the
properly. God, maybe Brian should learn to listen. Out. See you, Brian.
Yeah. How's his attention to detail? Think about that when you got a handful of roses.
I got this weird pain in my neck. Cool, I'm going to work on your lower back then.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brian!
Brian,
By the way, have I told
chiropractor, shitty listener. That should be on his application. Fuck Brian. I like Brian.
God. All right, Bryce is the firefighter.
I bet.
His dream job.
Firefighter calendar bug. That's the dream job.
Professional Instagrammer.
Yes! I knew it! I freaking knew it!
Wait, he's an aspiring model.
I want to sell fit tea.
Who do you think? It's a two-parter for his bio.
Oh my god.
This is a great thing
His
that you're
dream
doing.
job is a professional Instagrammer. But who do you think he could see himself being?
Like a person?
A
Like is it
celebrity.
Celebrity.
Yeah. He could see himself being this celebrity in his life. Bryce, 30 years old.
Dan Blazarian.
I'm going to say Brad Pitt.
He said Matthew McConaughey.
Close.
Oh, jeez. Man, okay, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but Louis C.K.'s new special,
Oh, it's so good.
the Matthew McConaughey bit, the Magic Mike bit, holy shit.
I got to watch that.
It's so good.
Holy
Don't
shit.
say anything. Don't say anything. I got to watch that. I haven't even seen the second Chappelle yet, so.
Oh, me neither. No.
We got another two-parter on the bio. So Dean, he's 26, young guy.
Hey, the young cat.
Yeah.
But he's ready to settle down because he came from a good Christian family, don't you?
I think he did.
They all, by the way, came from good Christian families. I don't know why that's a big thing on The Bachelor, but it's like, but also Jesus.
He steps out of the limo. She meets him for the first time. And what's your name? Dean. How do you feel about children?
I have 8 abs and a love of Christ.
Yeah. 8 children right now. How do you feel? How do you feel about that?
You know, you'd be surprised at the at one of the things in his bio.
Uh-oh.
He thinks marriage is an institutionalized scam.
Oh, so he's not a.
Yeah.
So basically, he's the bad boy. He has to be the bad boy.
The young bad boy. He wears leather jackets.
You think he drives a motorcycle?
Yeah. Oh man. Does he like fold his t-shirt sleeve to
Over
hold
his
his cigarettes?
The second part of his bio, he has a tattoo
Oh no.
on the inside of his lip. What do you think it says? It's one word.
Now,
love
Jesse, you
pizza.
used to have a tattoo
Yeah,
on
I
the inside of
still
your
do.
lip. You still do.
It's a little faded though.
It was a
okay.
piece of pizza, which
It's
I
still
thought was
there. It
kind of
looks
cool.
like somebody took a bite out of it.
Fair
Anyway.
enough.
Was it you? What is the tattoo
It's
of?
in my mouth.
Wait, it says something.
It says one word across the inside of his lip.
Oh, I was
Freedom.
gonna.
Freedom. For sure.
That might be the douchiest thing ever.
I'm not expecting this to be some deep word.
Oh my god, I got lightheaded.
What do you think Dean's tattoo says? Is unfortunately not freedom.
Oh. You made it to the Dean's list. I wish it was that. His name's Dean, and you made it to the Dean's list.
Do you think he refers to his sex skills as the Dean's list?
Yes.
Oh my god!
Oh, I definitely know he's had that conversation. Remember, guys, we're not bro culture. We're poking fun at this.
You ready for the lean, mean Dean machine?
Oh. These are conversations as young men we've all overheard and went, oh, why?
Words. It says words.
Oh, no.
Very close to freedom. It says righteous. This man literally has a tattoo in his mouth that says righteous.
Okay, if he is not out in the first episode, I'm judging her. It's on her.
Yeah.
Like, judgment on her. Because you can't keep a guy around who's got that going on. All of that.
This is for Rachel, who seems like a super
She seems
cool chick.
amazing. Yeah, she's gonna see right through that. I love her, by the way.
Dean, 26, thinks marriage is an institutionalized scam. Has a tattoo on his inner lip that says righteous. Was actually raised by the Ninja Turtles.
By the way, now in case you're all wondering, Bachelorette happens on a Monday night. So here's the thing: every Tuesday from now on, for the rest of the summer, we don't have hockey. So what are we doing? Bachelorette. That's right.
I like it.
Bachelorette update.
like it.
DeMario, he's black.
It's nice that doesn't include. By the way, this is the first black Bachelorette too.
We got to the black guy finally.
DeMario is a late '90s R&B singer, right?
Oh my god. Nintendo's trying some new things. Luigi's out.
God.
Luigi's out.
Steven.
What?
That's really funny.
A marker sitting in the room. All right. So we need to hit the urban
Jesse
community.
says shit, man. The way Jesse. I've been so excited for this bit from the moment Jesse opened it because he does this thing where he slows down and he puts his hands together as if to say, "Wait till you get a load of this shit."
Because this is gonna explode. I'm gonna explode.
DeMario is an ex-recruiter who wants a lion. What do you think?
An ex-recruiter for what?
Like a recruiter, job recruiter.
Oh,
So he used to be a recruiter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Headhunter.
Headhunter, same thing. He wants a lion. What do you think DeMario wants to name his lion? Let's
Who are some famous lions? Aslan
Or-
Mufasa.
Or you think about they had to grab the cliched black guy. What do you think they'd love for him to name his lion?
Oh no! Don't make me as a white person answer this.
I don't know where you're going.
DeMario wants a lion, and he wants to name
DeLuigio.
Denzel.
Denzel the lion.
Of all the things you can name your lion,
Come on.
of all the things you can name your fictitious lion,
Would he do a home movie? Cat on Fire instead of Man on Fire.
oh, that is a great turn your brain off movie, by the way.
Cat on Fire.
Cat on Fire.
The cat is avenging the
That
fact
is a
that
great-
the poachers came for his family.
If you want to watch a movie and for the first half hour go, where is this going? And for the next hour go, holy shit!
Man on Fire is
Man on
wicked.
Fire is really good.
Very
it's
good.
Denzel Washington getting fucking revenge.
It's like Taken. It's
Yeah.
another just like you're like, yes, I want to be that person.
But Denzel Washington instead of Liam.
Next up is Diggy.
Diggy.
Now I'm
Wait,
going to read you
wait.
Diggy's bio.
Wait. Diggy?
Diggy.
Second generation Pokemon. For sure. For sure. That's what he is, right? He's
From
a second.
Alberta.
That's okay. He's not a human. He's a second generation
Yeah,
Pokemon
they
that they've
added
animated.
Pokemon to the Bachelorette.
That's cool. I mean,
yeah.
Pokemon Go's sponsoring the Bachelorette this year. You didn't know that. So
Diggy.
now you-
DeMario. Diggy.
DeMario.
Yeah, they're adding all the characters.
Nintendo's all in.
They went deep in. So Diggy's 31.
DeMario passed it to Diggy for the WHL winning goal.
So I'm gonna read you his bio and just tell me if he's a piece of shit.
So he's definitely a piece of shit. Okay. All right.
Like, let me know.
All right.
I want to know. He's a senior inventory analyst. He says he once slept with a girl and then pretended he was asleep when she found out her bro was missing.
What? Found out her brother?
Her brother. It says
Why do they write
bro.
her bro? Like, because bro could be a friend.
It says bro was missing.
You know what
Is
sucks?
Diggy a piece of shit?
Yeah.
First of all, yes, Diggy is a piece of shit. Second of all, we don't know how big of a piece of shit he is yet because that story is so vague that they're going to get into it during the show.
That's a tease.
Yeah.
That is a tease.
Can't wait for that.
I want to know why Diggy is a piece of shit.
Man.
All right. Eric's 29 and he's a personal trainer. What's his favorite drink? What did he answer when they asked him, "What's your favorite drink?"
Wheatgrass.
Eric is a big fan of
Vitamin water.
I think he's a vodka cran guy.
Smart water.
Vodka cran.
When they said, "Eric, what's your favorite drink?" He said, "Green drink."
What the hell is green drink?
Green drink is all he said.
There's purple drink from Dave Chappelle.
But this is green drink.
You mean like a green smoothie?
Green drink is what Eric said.
So that's like an apple flavor?
It's apple drink. It's what Dave Chappelle described. Water sugar purple is grape drink.
Yeah, water
and
sugar
then
green.
water sugar green is apple drink.
So do you think he was trying to be funny?
I don't know. I don't think Eric tries at any.
All right, cool. Probably doesn't have to. He's good looking. Okay.
Aspiring model.
Now Fred's a bit of a weirdo because I don't know.
Well,
why.
you gotta have the quirky guy.
Compared to these other guys, Fred's a little out there.
Yeah,
because I don't know why this would be the thing you put out in your bio. He's an executive assistant, and he said there are times he gets aroused at work and has to go back to his desk to avoid being noticed. Fred, he says, I get awkward boners, and this is what I want you to know about me.
Is this foreshadowing for the show?
Fred's a creep, man. Listen, we all get momentary, everybody, both genders, all genders get, not just both, all.
Imagine if that's his thing throughout the whole show, is he's just walking around with
big smile on his
with a big old boner.
Don't act like you're not impressed.
Hi, I'm Fred. And she's like, hi. Oh, my. Just the entire show. All right, everyone out to the pool. We got a challenge to do.
That tells me that Fred's going to have an awkward moment. But it'll be just with the boys. You know, they have the moments where the boys, funny things happen with just the boys.
They're all just sitting there. For some reason, they never have a shirt on.
Yeah.
And there's Fred. There's Fred.
Because you know when you're sitting with your friends and you're perfectly shaven chest, you get your perfectly shaven chest, and you're like, you know, I don't feel like this shirt is oppressive. I'm taking it off.
Yeah. Maybe
It's
Fred
never
was
happened.
looking at DeMario, and then he got his awkward boner.
DeMario sounds handsome. That is a handsome name. You got to give DeMario credit. That's why I said like late '90s R&B singer. I thought like,
oh, DeMario.
Like that is you are a track. You're that guy. Who's the guy in the video that had the hands all over him and he had the one big hit in like 2001? And
Cisco?
No, not Cisco. No.
Genuine?
And he just came
no,
back.
not Genuine. That's who I was gonna say.
But he had like a crazy body, and it was
started
like super.
with D'Angelo.
That's who I was thinking when I thought DeMario. I'm like, he's gonna be a good-looking dude who belongs in like an R&B video with attractive women, you know, all hands
D'Angelo.
all over. Yes,
Now,
you got to look at that D'Angelo video. To know what I'm talking
No,
about.
he doesn't.
You might end up like Fred if you watch it.
I think we've hit a theme with bios because next, I'm not even gonna read his name because the name is just so absurd. He's a consulting firm CEO.
Wait, this name. This is what did it for. And now for something really crazy.
His story is that he once got a boner during a board meeting and had to present sitting down. So why is random boners a thing on the
Well, I mean,
Bachelorette?
it's listen, being randomly turned on, I think for a human being, for most human beings, is a thing.
Mystery Name and Fred are going to get into some kind of really awkward wrestling match.
It's obviously different based on what appendage you have, because because men it's a little bit more visible, right?
Yeah.
I think we can agree on that
For sure.
So I mean,
I don't get it.
If someone asks you, Adam, tell me something interesting about
I'm
you.
not telling you about my awkward boner. Probably not.
It's the
I might
first
tell you
thing
about awkwardboners.com, but I might not. .com. But
The first thing you think of isn't, hey, I got a boner once.
no.
Jesse, I really want to know his name.
It's something very close to your heart.
How white is this name?
Is this guy's name Iggy?
His name is
No! There's an Iggy on Bachelorette! Oh my God! That's amazing.
All Mondays, we're gonna see if Rachel picks Iggy every month.
You have to pick. By the way, I think we got to make. Do we make our picks on the?
This is what Iggy looks like.
Oh, Iggy's not gonna make it, man. Sorry, Iggy.
Anyway.
Nope.
No, Iggy's.
Nope. Nope.
Every season,
Iggy's the average man.
every season, whether it's Bachelorette or Bachelor, there's always at least one or two people in the house that are just there to be friends. Hey, come on, everybody.
Yeah. One of them always makes the top 5.
Yeah, why are you always getting competitive? Come on, everybody. That's him.
Yep.
Iggy is everyone's friend, which is his name is perfect.
And they always get dropped at, above 5 left because the contestant always likes them, but then always likes them as a friend. And then they go home and they're like, I'm a little upset, but I'm going to be okay.
I'm a little upset, but I still really care for her.
Jamie.
There's an Iggy and a Diggy.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie, who spells his name
Get Iggy with it.
Jamie spells his name Jamey. And he's 32.
I've seen it.
He's a sales account executive who says he does not have female friends, but he wants his ideal date to look like a model.
So you're a chauvinist pig, then? That sounds like chauvinist pig.
He's a friend of Mike Pence.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say he's an alpha and annoying.
Do you think it's weird he has no female friends?
Yes.
I need to see Jamie.
He wants his date to look like
I
want
to see Jamie.
Like Steve's wife is, as much as we don't see each other every day, is one of my closest friends. For sure. Friends. And I can't imagine not having. I can't imagine.
Oh my God!
He doesn't have female friends and wants his ideal date to look like a model.
And he's smiling like an alien who just got control of his human body and is trying to blend in.
I'll start showing you guys the pictures of each one because they're also ridiculous. Jonathan.
I am human Jamie. I am Jamie. How are you?
I was born on Earth.
I was born on Earth, weren't you?
Jonathan has the worst smile, by the way.
Oh,
he's
poor
31.
guy.
He describes himself as a tickle monster.
31. Imagine at 31 you're describing yourself as a tickle monster. All right.
He says he has sand from the beach all over his house floor. So he goes to the
you're
dirty ass house.
Let's guess his 3 favorite singers.
Oh no.
Luke Bryan, Keith Urban, and the Beach Boys.
No, because he's a tickle
that
monster.
Was very good.
What was he close? No. Oh, okay.
I mean, come on.
That is very good.
And nothing wrong with any of those
Lady
acts, by the
Antebellum.
way. Yeah, lady. Listen, there's nothing wrong with any of those people. I'm just saying.
He sounds extraordinarily generic, so we're gonna go U2.
Yes.
Coldplay. And what is the other ginormous band after that?
Nickelback. No, I don't even know if Nickelback's on that level anymore.
Still really into Maroon 5.
Bon Jovi. Maroon 5.
Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
Maroon 5's in there too.
He goes with Elvis, Britney Spears.
What?
And the third one is everyone's favorite rapper, Flo Rida. Jonathan, everyone. I'll show you.
Jonathan sucks.
Oh my God. Wow, that's a thing? Can you just imagine him just in his?
Who does he look like?
In his Cavalier driving down the street, going, "You spin my head right round, right round." Like he probably.
I sure hope Pitbull comes on after this.
He sings the Kesha part.
He knows all the words to the Kesha part.
He looks like Last Man on Earth.
Will Arnett?
Yeah. No.
No.
The other guy in it?
The guy was the last man
Not
on
Will
Earth.
Arnett. Will.
You interviewed him.
He follows me. We follow each other. Will. Oh my God. Why?
That's
did I say
who he
Will
looks
Arnett?
like. He looks like a clean shaven
my
that.
God,
Look
let
at
me
him.
just look
Hang
it up.
on.
Look at him.
Yeah, go ahead. Look it up.
Right?
Yeah, he looks like him.
He's such a
he
good
looks
guy
like
too.
they have different noses, but everything else is the same.
A smile.
Will Forte.
Will Forte. Thank you.
Who's the nicest dude? Add him to the list of the nicest dudes.
But not Jamie.
Not Jamie. Not Fred either.
Okay. We need to speed this up.
Okay. Kenny admits that he once had sex with a wife while her husband watched.
What's the term for that?
I don't know. Why don't we ask conservative Twitter?
I want to ask Jesse when he's showing us the penguin video. That's what? I don't know. I guess you're trying to be outrageous for the show. I keep forgetting that this is a show and not they're actually trying to impress this girl.
No, you should be trying to do both.
I think they're doing both. I think there's some genuine people that show up there. I think there's people that don't, but I think there are people that show up there and genuinely want to find love. I think there is.
Lee is a singer-songwriter who says he's a pleaser under wraps. And his favorite actor is Matthew McConaughey.
Oh my God.
What is with...
Okay.
I like this Lee
Here's
guy.
the thing. Matthew McConaughey is a great actor. But if you talk to someone and their favorite actor is Matthew McConaughey, if you talk to somebody and they have a favorite actor, I'm like...
If Matthew McConaughey was on The Bachelorette, he would have that bio.
Yeah.
I'm a... what is it? I'm a pleaser under wraps.
Under wraps. And I bet he drives a Lincoln just
does
because
that
Matthew
mean?
McConaughey does.
What is Matt's favorite group? Now, Matt is the guy Adam described earlier.
Dave Matthews Band.
His favorite group is Train. Do you know why he says his favorite group is
Because Sweet
Train?
Soul Sister is a classic.
Because he said they stand the test of time.
Right.
Oh.
Sometimes I hear drops of Jupiter and still cry.
Tell me.
Michael is a pro basketball player from Bulgaria.
Oh, sick. Okay, now I'm interested.
That's kind of neat.
He follows a paleo diet, and he's seen each episode of Martin more than 100 times.
Martin
Martin
His
Lawrence.
old show.
Oh, God.
Why would you watch it over 100?
Okay, yeah. I mean, he seems like the coolest one so far.
Milton's very forthright about why he's there. He says in his bio
To get his stapler.
he's
Well done.
He's a hotel recreation supervisor, and he says he wants to be discovered, in quotes, on The Bachelorette.
So he's there to be discovered. He's not there to win love.
That's his bio. He wants to be discovered on The Bachelorette.
And he's
So
Sorry.
everyone else gives her a dainty handshake when they get out of the limo. He's gonna go, "Hello, I'm Milton." Look out, world! Milton is here. Here's my headshot.
Will, final two. Let's go with Rob first.
Every interview is gonna be cheating to the camera. So what do you think?
No, let's go with Will first.
What do you think's going on?
Hey, the wind machine. Can you put the wind machine over a little bit? Oh.
Will's a sales manager who says he's unwilling to be a woman's second choice. Will
Well,
has a
you're on the
tattoo.
Bachelorette, dog. You're going to be among 20.
What does Will have tattooed on his shoulders?
Righteous.
It better be his mother's freaking name
Oh no.
and a heart.
On the back of his shoulders.
Back of his shoulder. It's going to be like
Shoulders.
shoulders. Okay, so it's an eagle. It's a freaking winged eagle thing.
Is it
Probably culturally appropriated too.
is it a picture or words?
It's not words.
So it's a picture? No, it's definitely a cartoon character.
It's a picture, not words.
It's not words.
How old is he?
He's 28.
So he got that when he was like 23, 24. Do we know anything else about him? What'd you say?
He has "Hey Arnold" tattooed on his shoulder.
He's unwilling to be a woman's second choice. Adam, you were going along the right lines. He has angel wings tattooed on the back of his shoulders.
It's good. No one else has that. It's really good. I put original.
I hope he gets barbed wire around his bicep because that's another one he needs.
yeah.
And Rob, our final guy, he's the smartest of the bunch. He said one day he would like to be Superman because they are both U.S. and aliens. I don't know why.
Say that again. They are both
He
U.S.
would like to be Superman because they are both U.S. aliens.
So he's an immigrant.
Oh yeah. Did he like come to the States illegally? Is that?
That's what his bio says. I just read it.
I mean,
You know, plot twist. He's pro-wall. You watch. It'll come up.
how great would that be? First episode, all the guys are just sitting around. So what do you think about Trump? Like, just boom. What's great is everyone's going to sit around awkwardly. and silently, and then one guy's going to go, you know what I think?
Yep.
It's probably going to be the guy who asked the question.
Yeah.
That's the cast of The Bachelorette,
Well,
everyone.
okay, this is going to be a fun season. So it starts Monday?
I don't know when the premiere date is.
I know a lot of you have your, preconceived notions about the show and your hang-ups about
ready.
maybe watching The Bachelorette. Who's not watching that?
Come on, especially after that. Can we do this? I would love to do.
Watch
we
this
got to
together
play
and
out
get
brackets,
hammered?
which we haven't checked in. I would like to look at, and we should check in on our playoff brackets, by the way. I want to do a Bachelor thing. There's got to be a website that'll let us do it for free, kind of like NHL.com.
A
pool.
Oh, there's got to be.
You pick a winner.
When does it start?
Who's your guy? I think it's got to be Monday because we've been running promos for it on City over and over and over again. I'm very excited for this season, man. I'm so excited. Because here's the thing: the women's seasons, the drama's better. The guys' seasons, the douche is better. Right? It's like, oh my God. You know what I mean?
That's a very, that's astute.
Yeah.
Monday, May 22nd. That's Monday.
So it's Monday.
22nd.
So, if you're in Canada, you've got that Monday off. Even if there's a hockey game, which there probably will be, PVR it, watch it, because we will be doing an update.
Nah.
Yep.
We'll see.
We're coming in.
I might watch hockey and then not watch Bachelorette.
I will let you know what happened on The Bachelorette. I will make notes.
Can we do Adam's Bachelorette updates?
Well, no. We all have to watch. Come on. We got to be in on this.
Fill me in.
We got to be in on this a little bit. Watch the highlights. Read the recap. Whatever it is. Just be a part of it. Okay? It's no fun unless everybody partakes.
There it is.
All right. So we got to go. Especially if you ask one of those guys when you talk about romantic gifts. No fun unless everybody partakes.
All I can think of with that Bulgarian guy going, I've watched every episode of Martin, is that part of Eurotrip where he's like, oh, Miami Vice, #1 new show.
Where is the beef?
Where is it? Nowhere near Berlin. Sorry, I like that movie.
It is a great movie and completely somewhat racist in certain parts, especially the Italian part.
Very much.
No.
Like every stereotype ever.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that on my 16th birthday, which was 2004, which apparently was in the 50s.
Feels like it now. Hey, so thanks so much for listening.
That was a good one.
Tweet us which Bachelor you would like to date.
I'm lightheaded.
Yeah.
Which one's your favorite?
Which one's your guy? Who's your guy?
Yeah, who's your pick to win?
Mm-hmm. And by the way,
Who's your schlur?
who's your slur? Put it on Reddit too. We'll start a thread there. I want to know who your slur guy is, and I
Pick
want to know
your
why.
slur.
It's important to know why.
Yeah.
Because you can't just pick a guy and go, I like the way he smiles. Well, you can, but give me a reason.
Yeah.
Not the way he's. It's like, is he the
Are
Dark
you into
Horse?
threesomes? Is that?
Do you think that is also a romantic? I don't think that's romantic.
Do
Again,
you like guys who get awkward boners in meetings?
have you also slept with someone else's wife while the husband watched?
I don't know if Awkward Boner is an acceptable show title for Sportsnet.ca.
We'll have to come up with a different name. We'll just call it Fred.
We found it.
Okay, hockey and stuff. All right, we'll see you next Tuesday.
Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake. The Steve Dangle Podcast. Download the rest of the show at sportsnet.ca.